What up, y'all? And again, here we are once more into the breach of podcast today. Yeah, man. It's been a little bit since I did a podcast. I had no excuse. There's no reason for it. I'm just I just be forgetting shit. Yeah. So what's been going on? What's been going on, man? We out here in the street. This is the Nathan Hurd podcast. That's what we're calling it now. Nathan Hurd talking about. I don't know. Here's my thing. I don't like albino verse because it feels like I don't want to. I'm not talking about being albino really. So I don't know why that's the name. I don't know why that's the name. I want to change the name, and I think I'm gonna change the name to Hurd's World, the Nate Hurd round the world. Actually, you know what? Yeah, the Nate Hurd round the world podcast. That sounds like a mouthful, but I feel like the Nate Hurd round. You listen to the Nate Hurd round the world. That's actually a dope name. We gonna go with that. And I can't take full. I can't take responsibility for that. That name actually came up. The homie Tony Baker came up with that years ago. He was like, "Well, it's the Nate Hurd round the world, man. How you doing, dog?" And I wanted to call the album that, but the thing is I don't really go by Nate on stage. Like I go by Nathan, and in acting and shit. Like when they put my credits up, it's not that many, but when they do put their motherfuckers up, it be Nathan Hurd comedy. Uh, so I never really go by Nate, but I feel like for a podcast, the Nate Hurd round the world is that's good. I feel like that's the thing we're gonna do. So yeah, the new podcast name is called the Nate Hurd round the world podcast. That's what we're gonna call it. That's what we gonna call it, man. Because it's really just me talking, and so it's me talking about just around the world ass shit. You know what I mean? Like just shit. It's all over the place. I'm explaining too much of this, and I feel like I don't need to. And I'm just talking, man. Because yeah, man, the Nate Her around the world. I like that. So that's the name of the new podcast, and it's the same podcast. I'm still doing the same thing, but I feel like that leaves it open to a little bit broader. I'll talk about what I want to talk about, random shit. What's going on so far? Oh, so the special, man, y'all, the special was, it was crazy. It was crazy, man. It was crazy because first of all, my mom was there. I flew my mom out here. I flew my mom out here first class because I'm like, cause I, you know what I mean. Like I wanted to okay, this might seem like whatever, but I really wanted my moms to see that it wasn't a bad idea to adopt me. You know what I mean? Like not like that. Like I know my mom loves me and I love my mom, and I don't think she is like, oh man, I should have went and got another kid or something like that. But nah, I think what it is that I wanted her to see that I don't know. I just really wanted my mom to see that special. It was really important for her to see it. And because she gave me one of the best compliments, if not the best compliment that I've ever had about my comedy. Because I'm still like, am I funny all the time? I'm not funny all the time, but I'm still like, am I funny? Like, do people like me? You know what I mean? Like, whatever. And I remember the first time she saw me do comedy, and she never seen me until 8 years into comedy. She didn't see me do comedy till I was 8 years deep up in this bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like deep, thick up in here. 8 years. And it wasn't even on purpose when she saw me. I was going home to Washington, and she just basically she just found out where I was doing, where I was. And it was the first night. I just got from the airport. I had a show that night. And I remember hitting her up and being like, yeah, so I got a show downtown tonight. And she was like, all right, cool. I'm gonna be there in 10 minutes. And I was like, well, wait, you don't gotta come. You ain't gotta come. Cause I was that dude. I never wanted my mom to come to any of my sports stuff. When I got to Washington, when I was in Florida, I liked her there. I was a cling to mom type kid. But when I got to Washington, I never wanted her to come to my sporting events or my orchestra performances or like my acting stuff. I didn't want her to come, not because not because I was embarrassed about like being shitty at the thing that I was doing. I was terrible at orchestra. I only played the violin because the homies was in orchestra, and I was like, well, it's better to be with the homies. And if I can fake it well enough to be able to stay in, then that's what I'm going to do. So that's what I did. And I had a great teacher, Mr. Nardello, who should have kicked me out of class. Like he shouldn't have. Like when I think about the teachers who really had my back, it was really only probably 3 teachers in middle and high school that genuinely had my back. Like all the other teachers, I was just another kid. And then some of the teachers were like, fuck that weird niglet type motherfucker, which a teacher actually did call me a half a niglet one time in class. I hope he's dead. Anyway, Mr. Hendon always had my back. He was this old, like 6'7" British dude. Like I'm talking lanky. He looked like a daddy long legs, but not a spot. Like he looked like like he looked like when he for sure, anytime he sat on the toilet, I know he was sniffing his kneecaps. Like he was that tall, like his knees, like they didn't look right. They looked like Slender Man, but like a good dude. And he had a very old British voice, but he was very nice man. He was a fantastic dude. I liked that dude. He seemed to have my back. He got me because I remember when I got jumped in the 8th grade. Uh, he was one of the only teachers that like I kicked him in the chest. I was getting jumped. I didn't know what was going on, so I remember I kicked him in the chest. I body slammed the principal, but she was a hoe, so fuck her. But I remember Mr. Hendon was like with me. Like, you know what I mean? Like he was actually one of those teachers that was actually with me. Like, and then there was Mr. Holiday, and Mr. Holiday was the guidance counselor I had in high school, and he got me. But again, these are teachers that I was not a norm. Like I was a fucking terror. I was getting in fights. I was skipping school. I would like because my mom was working. You know, she working 16 hours a day, so she leave the house before I leave the house for school. So it was easy for me to just be not go to school. So my mom got like, she was like, I can't stay here. I got clients. I can't stay here and make sure that you leave. What I can do is give this motherfucking teacher a key to the house and have him come get you. So that's what my mom had the the guidance counselor come get me and physically take me to school sometimes because I just wouldn't go. I missed 90 days my freshman year. 90 days. And I think I only missed like 60 days my sophomore year, and then it went down. But I didn't like going to school, basically. Uh, but Mr. Nardello was the orchestra teacher, and at the time, I didn't really like Mr. Nardello because he was a weird dude. He was an orchestra teacher. Um, but like now that when I think about it, he 100% could have kicked me out of class. To be fair, one of the reasons I know he never did kick me out of class is because I happen to be, my best friends were this dude named Trevor and this dude named Ming. And Trevor was the first chair in the violin. And Ming was like second or third chair, like third or fourth. Like he was right up there too. But they were like, Trevor was by far better than anybody else in the orchestra, but he was also my best friend. So Mr. Arlello couldn't kick me out without pissing off Trevor. And I think he knew that. But also I think that he made all sorts of concessions just for me to make me feel like included and stuff. He let me play the drums in Epcot Center. You know what I mean? Like they like had me a drum in Epcot Center, Disneyland and Disney World. I went to those and played like orchestra, but in Epcot Center, I actually got to play the drums just because I said I wanted to, and he was like, "Fine, keep this nigga quiet." So Mr. Nardello, yeah, man, he was one of the only few teachers that really had my back. But I still didn't want what I was talking about was my mom, like me not wanting her to come to my stuff. It wasn't because I wanted like her to not see me performing. It was because I didn't want her to see how people treated me. people did not treat me good. Like even on like in like football games or uh, uh, like basketball, soccer, baseball, swimming. People didn't treat me good. So I didn't want her to come to certain stuff because I didn't want her to see how bad people were actually treating me, and teachers included, because I knew she couldn't do nothing about it. And I didn't want her to like, it was already hard for her. So I didn't want her to be like, man, I didn't want her to put it on her. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't want her to see that. Found out later that there was a lot of times she just went. Like she didn't tell me. She preyed on my legally blindness and was like, I'm gonna just show up. This nigga ain't gonna go see me. That's fucked up, moms. That's messed up, okay? She did come to a couple of my things. Senior year it got a little better. I let her come to some of the stuff. I remember she came to one of my wrestling matches, and my brother came too, and he almost got kicked out because I was like, I had so much anger in me and so much like pain and trauma, y'all. And wrestling, I could like, I knew a lot of martial arts, but I wasn't a great wrestler, but I knew leverage. I really understood leverage. So I was a bigger dude. I wrestled 190, but I would pick people up and slam them. I figured like I couldn't pin people because I didn't know a lot of the techniques for wrestling, but I knew leverage. So I could get them down and control their body, but I didn't know how to pin them. So I just like, oh, well, if I just slam this dude on the ground enough times, then they'll just give me the points, and then I can win by getting enough points because it'll tech it. Like you get 16 points, or like once you're ahead 16 points or something in wrestling, and like in like high school, they just call the match. And so I was just like, well, I'll just get them to call the match because I won a lot of matches. I went to regionals. I went to regionals. Okay, my senior year, I went to regionals. I lost both matches at regionals, quick, fast, and in a hurry. Because that technique thing, yeah, that matters when you get to there. But I went. You know what I'm saying? Like I went. I was at that bitch. Boy, they beat me fast though. You know what I'm talking about? Like they beat my ass fast in a motherfucker. But still, but yeah, my senior year, uh, it was a wrestling match at our school, and my mom came and my brother came, and my brother, nigga, you know, what I mean, he from the hoods of Jacksonville. Like I don't ever try and act like I'm from the hood. I'm not from great areas, and I've been in the hood a lot, and you know, I was hood adjacent at many times in my life, and there's times I've lived straight up in the hood, but I was never a hood. I was never hood. Like I was never okay. I was out in. I would look. I was in some of the streets, but I wasn't in all the streets. I don't want to make it like I'm not that dude. You know what I mean? Like I'm not that dude. I was never packing heat. Okay, well, I did carry a gun, but that was more. It wasn't like I thought. It wasn't because like the ops was coming for me. It was because people threw rocks at me and I was scared. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't like on no gang shit. It was just on I was albino in a place that didn't particularly like them motherfuckers type shit. So it wasn't on no thug shit. I was scared. I didn't like tuck that heat. I wasn't that dude like, yo man, you better back up, man. I got that burner on me. I was still the dude that ran. I was still run first. I was always run first because when I was a kid, when I was younger, I was fight first. I would just fire off on you. And that got me in some trouble because I would fire off on anybody, which sometimes you shouldn't do. Um, but yeah, so this one time my mom came to uh this wrestling match, and I felt bad about this because my brother was there, but the school we were going against was like a smaller school, and they literally only had like they had a varsity guy at 190, and then they had like two JV guys at 190. That was it. And so I remember uh the varsity guy, the 190 varsity guy for our school was he was like a state champ. He was really, really good. And then there was me, who wasn't shit. And we went to this tournament that was it was just for the JV people. And so it was like a JV tournament or whatever. But we went, and it was like this. And so the same school is there. And this is before. So earlier in the year, we go to this JV tournament. and you have to fight 3 matches and you're trying to win. I ended up coming in the first match I went. I actually pinned the guy in like our signal, the school's signature move. It's called Capital Punishment. The school was called Capital High School, and like it was I don't remember. It's kind of like it's almost like a head and arm, but chest to chest, almost like it almost looks like a jujitsu move because you got the person all tammed up. They can't bridge. Basically, you're on them in a way that they can't bridge up, and you got their arm locked. That if they do bridge up, they'll break their own arm. So um, I pinned him in that, and I felt great about that. And since it's just the JV, they're all my level, so they're all happy for me. And I was like, man, I felt good. I felt like I was with them. You know what I mean? Like I was like, oh shit, I could do this. And then the second match, some schools who have not a lot of people, their JV wrestlers are just dudes who wanted to make the team. And that was kind of the second match. It was a school called Elma. It was a smaller school. And it was just this dude who I think he just wanted to make the team. And it was in a smaller room. So it wasn't in the gymnasium. It was like off to the side. And it was just like in the mat practice room. And I felt bad because my whole team had already seen me win that first match. So they were like, oh shit. It was the first time that people had really watched me wrestle. They were like, oh shit, Nate do that stuff. And then I got in there. So they're all yelling for me. This dude didn't really know how to wrestle and he wasn't very strong. And again, at the time I was yoked. I was a football player. I was like 200 and during football season, I was 212 pounds. And I was like benching like 325 pounds. My max was 350, but at the time I was benching like 325, and I was squatting like 450. I was still fat a little bit, but I was yoked. You know what I mean? Like, so I was just picking this dude up and just blanging him on his neck, and the dudes is just, yeah, they slammed that motherfucker on his neck. So that's what I kept doing. I kept doing that. Blah, shaka, blah. And he had like a fencing mask on because I guess that like he didn't want it was a special type of mask. I don't know what it was, but he had this like fencing mask on, this special thing that covered his whole face along with his ears. And I just kept, because again, I didn't know how to pin nobody, so I was just like, I'm gonna tech these people. My peoples, like the other wrestlers, thought that I was doing it to disrespect dude, not realizing that he wouldn't let me get him in the only move I knew how to pin somebody because he had shorter arms. So I was just like, well, I'm gonna just keep slamming him. The problem was after about the second slam of me slamming him on his neck, he didn't have the energy to go on anymore. So he was going like half speed, like he would try and shoot and he would just, but I was going off the energy of my people again. I was like, finally, people like me. So I'm just like, I'm Batista bombing his ass. Just so hard that the ref was looking at me like, man, come on, dog. Like, what? Like, bruh, for real? I busted him so hard one time, the face thing came off. And I'm like, yeah. And so eventually I teched him at 16-2 or whatever like that. So I win that match and I go on, and I'm about to go on to the final match. And I'm talking to this dude. He's good. He's actually from a different school. He's from a really good school, that like a really good wrestling school. And he's like good. He's won both of his first 2 matches. I've won both my first 2 matches, and we about to go at it. And we go at it, dog. Like we go at it. He ended up beating me 7-8. And like it was one of my favorite matches because we really were very evenly matched. We were both strong. We both understood leverage. He was better than me. He was for sure better than me. He had technique. I just knew how to not get pinned. That was all that was. But I did a dope move. He had my foot. I turned around and flipped out, like I actually did a flip out of it. And I was amazed. And I was like, that was a dope thing. We dapped it up and hugged that weapon. It was good. It was dope. But before that match, one of my people told me I saw what looked like the dude that I had wrestled prior, the dude from Elma, leaving the gym. And I was like, oh, cool. He must be going back to the locker room. And then the homie told me, he's like, nah, man, actually, that's his mom that he's leaving with. You made him cry and he just quit the tournament. And I was like, wow, and I know some people might be like, yeah, you made his ass quit. But I was like, damn, bruh. What if because like that, I felt like I did the thing that he had did, like people have done to me. I was like, man, I just really I slammed him on his neck a bunch of times, and then he quit. And like, man, I don't even want to play no more, dog. Shit, man, I felt bad about that. Fast forward, we at this high school tournament or this high school match at my high school. It's the same school. It's the same school. And I'm just like, and it's our senior night. So my brother's already hyped. And our wrestling coach is this complete stoner, but he's a phenomenal. He used to train like Olympic wrestlers. Like he was a phenomenal wrestler. One of my favorite teachers. He's one of the, you know what? Actually, I'm gonna be honest with you. He's one of the only other teachers who ever treated me like just a regular person. I took a drive test with this dude, like to traffic safety. This motherfucker fell asleep while a blind dude was driving on highways. That's trust. That is trust. And I forever will fuck with that dude. You know, he never, I don't know if what he did in private, but he never talked down to me because I was legally blind, black, albino, none of that. And even when he probably could have, but not, he was a straight good dude. So we get in this match and I see and it's not the same dude that I'm about to wrestle. It's not the same guy, but it's the same school. This dude is bigger than me though. Like he's like a little bit chunkier than me, but he's bigger than me. He's taller than me. And I'm like, damn, this dude's gonna be strong. But the minute we lock up, I realize I'm stronger than him. And so I just do what I normally do. I start slamming him on his back, slamming him on his neck, and just trying not, but I can't pin him. I cannot fucking pin him. Now, I hear my brother and he is losing his shit. Yeah, remember, this is a very white school. My school had 2,000 kids in it, 1,800 kids in it, probably 8 black people, if that. You know what I mean? Like, and they were all like, you know what I mean? Like, and most of them were on the football team. You know, they came from the crosstown school just for their senior year to be on their football team and shit. So all I hear at the back is my brother. So my brother's on the digger in the audience. You know what I mean? And he's with my mom, who's white because I'm adopted. And my brother just said, "Yeah, fuck his up, ass, fuck his ass up, Nate. Kill that motherfucking nigga. Get that nigga. Fuck that nigga." Like, just screaming. I didn't notice at the time, but they were like, people, my mom said like for real. And there's like people who are ready to kick my brother out, but who amongst these white people really gonna tell the one black dude in the crowd who's cheering on his brother to leave? So they don't. But I could hear this. My coach is trying to give me direction, but I'm not listening to anything he says. All I'm listening to is my brother hyping me up. Like, that's my dog. The first time I got like a person in the audience and they there for me and they loud with it. And so I'm like, ah! I'm fucking I'm like Brock Lesnar screaming, and to the point where the ref was like, "Yo, bro," like he pulls me aside. He's like, "Yo, bro, you gotta calm down, okay? It is not that. This is a JV high school match. You need to calm it down." And I was like, "That's my bad. That's my bad." Now I don't know if I ever got to 16 points. I just know that the ref stopped the match. I went and shook the hand. I was always a good sport. I was never a bad loser because I always thought that like being a bad loser makes you a bad winner and being a bad winner makes you a bad loser. And so I always wanted to be good at both things and so I was always trying to be respectful when I lost. Don't get me wrong. I'm happy when I win and I talk shit. I like on the football field, I was a shit talker, but I was never that dude who like made excuses. Man, y'all cheated. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I was never that dude to miss a basketball shot, then call a foul. That just wasn't me. Not that I won't call fouls. I will. But so the match is over and I'm walking back over to my brother. I'm walking back over to the coach and my brother. And I look around and this dude, and remember, he's from the same school. This dude's crying, ends up going home. I made the 2 dudes that I wrestled from this one specific school both cry. And I felt bad about it. I didn't mean to do that. I wasn't trying to hurt people. I was just bad at wrestling. That's all. So if y'all out there, man, y'all 2 kids from Elma, man, I'm sorry, man. That was on me. I was an angry child. I had problems and I was not proficient at wrestling and y'all paid for that. And I apologize profusely. Yeah, man, I feel bad about that shit. But it felt good that I had finally my brother got to see. Now, what brought me back down to earth on that good night is when I went and changed. And then I remember coming back and the other schools cheerleaders were out there. And I remember walking by them, not in my clothes, like I was just in my regular street clothes. And one of the cheerleaders was like, "He's scary looking." And then that brought me back. That was like, oh, that's right. I ain't shit. That's right. People are terrified of me. Yeah, that sucks. All right. But yeah, man, that was that was a crazy thing, man. I used to love wrestling. I kind of want to get back in. We trying to get back into martial arts. I want to get my girl and her daughter into some martial arts. And I want to get back into some. I'm thinking of something because I don't think that we all gonna like the same thing. And the best martial art to do, in my opinion, is the one that you like. So I think I want to get. I kind of want to do jujitsu, but I kind of don't. I really would like to get back into karate, Tung Sudo, but I can't find a school where I'm at. There's no Tung Sudo schools around here. There's not a lot of karate schools in California. There's a lot of MMA schools. There's a couple, at least in LA. There's a couple. There's a lot of jujitsu schools. There's a lot of MMA schools. There's a couple Muay Thai schools. Um, there's a couple. There's some kickboxing schools, and then there's a couple of Taekwondo schools. Really not any Taekwondo. I mean, really not any karate though. Either Kyokushin or Tong Sudo. Those are the two types of karate that I like. I like Tong Sudo because that's Chuck Norris, you know what I'm saying? And I like Kyokushin because it's built on sparring. So I believe that that's, it's really going to teach you. And then I think for I think that she's going to like kickboxing the most. For Izzy, I would personally, I would like her to learn like judo, um, or Muay Thai. I would love her to learn judo or Muay Thai. I think that those, in my opinion, are two of the best martial arts. I hate judo personally. I don't like that shit because them niggas trying to slam you on your goddamn top of your fucking head. Judo is honestly, I personally think that judo is better than uh, jujitsu. And I know people have a problem with that because jujitsu works in more places, but most fights start on your feet. And judo is all about putting a person on the ground and you still being on your feet, and you being able to get away. Um, Jiu-jitsu is great, but I don't think that it's judo. I think that judo, I think that anytime you combine martial arts, I don't think there's one martial arts that's the best. I mean, Jeet Kune Do is literally all of them. That's what mixed martial arts is. I think that is the best, which is why Bruce Lee was so fucking good. But Jiu-jitsu, judo, Muay Thai, boxing, wrestling. These are ones that I think are the best because they all have to do with. They're all a great basis with leverage. You know what I mean? Like and body movement and hip movement, and those are anything that teaches you how to function defensively and offensively, and has a large emphasis on sparring is going to be a good martial art. That's why that as good as effective as Krav Maga may be, there's not a lot of sparring involved in it because it is such a violent one. In which, if you don't know how to do it, if you don't know how to take a hit, it doesn't matter how much you know, you're gonna freeze up when you get hit. It sucks getting hit. It's why boxers are such not fun to fight because they know how to walk through a punch. They get hit and they're still looking at you. That's weird. They slip hits. They'll let you hit them on the shoulder, glance off, hit them on the jaw, but then they're coming with that. You know what I mean? Like, so it's crazy. So hopefully we can get back into some martial arts soon. Um, what else? What else is going on? Yeah, the special though. Yeah, man, that special was fantastic. It was a lot of fun. A lot of people showed up. We packed it out basically, to capacity. 95 people there. Um, Man, it was crazy. I'm nervous. I did like an hour and a half, and we're gonna edit it down to probably 55 minutes, and then put some bonus material in there. Man, people, like, I'm broke now. You know what I mean? I spent literally all my money on, getting my mom out here. I took everybody out to dinner. My homie Cole and his wife Maritza. I took them out to dinner with us because they offered to put my mom up for the time that she was here. Like, I was like, yo, I'm just gonna get her a hotel, and they were like, nah, man, let her stay with us. We want her to stay with us. They have 3 kids, and they had my mom stay with them, which was that's my best friend right there, and his wife is dope. I love Maritza, and then bought everybody dinner, and then I got hooked up because my one of my best friends, Zane, is my director, and he has a company that he has a media company that he just became the COO of, And he was like, "We're gonna do your special." And I was like, "What?" And he was like, "We're gonna do your special." And I was like, "Are you serious?" And he was like, "So literally, I would have not been able to do this special had it not been for Zane and all the time, effort, camera equipment that he gave on just hopes. You know what I mean? Like on just like I know you're gonna be dope. And so and he directed it. And it was his first special directing, and it was my first doing special. We're gonna work on his next, but like yeah, he helped me out a lot. Everybody who donated, man, y'all fucking helped me out, dude. Um, yeah, it worked out. It worked out, and it was dope. I had the comics come through, the homies come through. We about to start editing it next week, like the beginning of the month. We're gonna start editing it, and we got to work on the intro. And then I'm trying to get this out before this will be out before my birthday. We're gonna release before my birthday is August 14th. We're releasing before that, probably a lot before that. I will keep y'all posted on that. But yeah, man, the special was a lot of fun. Um, Everybody tells me that it looked great. I don't. I'm disappointed with me because I didn't do all the jokes that I wanted to do. But something that my homie Jamar Neighbors told me, one of my best friends in the fucking world. That's my dog, man. I've known that cat for 15 years, man. That's my homie. He did his special last year. He just released his last month. Uh, Rotten Luther King Jr. It's on YouTube right now. Go check that out. But under Jamar Malachi Neighbors, he's an actor. Like he out right now. He's in New York right now. He was just in Chicago. He just wrapped on season 2 of This Fool. He plays chef on This Fool. You know what I'm saying? Like he was in Keanu, he was in Black Jesus, he was in the new House Party movie. The nigga's just everywhere. And he's a fucking phenomenal comedian. Um, he's at South by Southwest in September. Like that's just a homie. But he did his special and he was like, cause he was just as nervous as I was. It's his first special. He was telling me, it's like, man, you gotta like you gotta remember, like you get to after he did his, like you remember you can do another, you're gonna do another special. This is just the first one. Just worry about being funny. Just have a good time. And that's what I did. And I really hope that people fuck with it, man. I really hope people enjoy it and like it, man. Cause it was fun. And we're gonna do another one. I'm gonna do a special. I'm gonna do it. My girl told me I should do an album called, and I want to call it Somebody Gotta Tell These Dick Jokes, and just do all dick jokes. I got so many dick jokes because I want to tell the perfect dick joke. You know what I mean? Like I don't like dick jokes are fucking hilarious, but they're so easy to do. I want to. That's I don't like having like mediocre dick jokes. If I'm doing dick jokes, I want top tier dick jokery. You feel me? Like that's what I want. Um, but yeah, man. Uh, but yeah, so the goals for this year are get my own apartment, and get a car. Those are really my two only goals. I've never had my own apartment as long as I've been 18. I've always had roommates, and I love my roommates. My roommates are fantastic. I got so lucky with the roommates that I got. Like my homie Al, he's amazing. I don't know where I'd be without him. That motherfucker take care of my ass. You know what I'm saying? Uh, Josh, he's amazing. I don't know where the fuck I'd be without him. Like just being able to have somebody to riff off comic book shit and stuff like that. And then the homie Phil is great. He's fucking he knew how to put in a new sink. I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to do that shit. He just did that shit. Like on a Thursday. I don't know how to fucking do that. I don't even know how to call people to do that. You feel me? That's how unequipped I am. So yeah, apartment and a car. Those are my two goals. But I got to be able to make a lot more money than I'm making now. Which I mean, I got to get booked, man. So hit up your comedy clubs and tell them that you want Nathan Hurd comedy to be up in that bitch. Not Nathan Hurd comedy, just Nathan Hurd. Still trying to get the TikTok thing back. TikTok banned me, y'all. They completely banned my account has been permanently deleted from TikTok for I don't even know what reason. And I can't get it back. And like I don't know, like I'm not good with names. I'm good with faces. So I don't remember a lot of the people that I follow. So I can't even look them up and ask for help. I need somebody to hit me up, give me an email address or something. Um, like I don't know how, like I'm still tripping on like I don't care about being verified anymore. I used to really care about it. But now I don't so much because like I got 200 like 2.5 million people on TikTok that would subscribe to me. without being verified. So I was like, yeah, then what the fuck is the verification for? The only reason I want verification is so it's easier for me to get people to stop using my content, because there's other accounts that are still on TikTok active that all they do is download my videos and re-upload them. That's fucked up, right? And they're still up, but I'm fucking banned for some reason. Disrespect. Also, TikTok doesn't let me say nigga, which is fucked up because they think I'm white. I'm fake, but that's what it is. What it is in these streets. But yeah, y'all, man. The special was a lot of fun. The special was a lot of fun, and I'm real happy about that. My account now is called Nathan Hurd. The Hurd Chronicles. The Hurd Chronicles. I'll put it up. I'll put it on the screen or something. But it's called the Hurd Chronicles. THEHURD Chronicles. I don't know how to spell Chronicles offhand. I don't know how to do that shit. I can't spell, but yeah. And that's my backup. I'm gonna be posting everything there. I'm gonna be posting a lot. I'm gonna be posting some stuff there, but a lot of my stuff I'm gonna be posting on YouTube and Instagram because I don't want to get that account also banned. So a lot of my stuff will be on YouTube and Instagram. So please follow me there. I appreciate that. But yeah, man. So yeah, it's been a good week, and now that we got this name, the Nate Hurd around the world. I think we gonna do we back. I want y'all to be on me too. Be on me. Hit me up. Be in my DMs. Tell me, yo, it's Wednesday. Where's the podcast? You know what I mean? Like, I want to hear that. I want y'all to be make me do this. I want to do this. Because another thing we gonna do, I'm gonna start training right now. But Izzy, my girlfriend's daughter, suggested that we walk 100,000 miles. Wait, 100,000 steps in one day, and that's so much. Like to promote the special or whatever for my page, and she was like, "I'll do it with you," and I was like, "Oh my god, that's so many steps." So we're gonna do it. I need to train for that because I did out the math, and that's 50 miles. That's about 50 miles. Okay, 100,000 steps is about 50 miles. That is 2 marathons in one day. That's a fucking lot. So we gonna do that, and we will ramp up to doing that. We'll probably do that maybe next month sometime. Oh my god, why did I say I'd do it? She's cool. I like her though, and yeah, we gonna do it. Fuck, it's gonna be so hard. Excuse me, I gotta get some of this water. Sweating out here in these streets. Mm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm. That's that good shit, boy. But yeah, man. So yeah, the special was great. It was fantastic. It was a ton of fun. It was great having my mom out here. Great having all the homies out here. It was great having all the fans out here, the followers, whatever. A dude gave me a shirt. Hold on, where's that? Let me show the shirt. Where's that? Here it is. For his barbecue joint, which I still haven't gone to yet, but I'm gonna go to it because, come on now, niggas and barbecue. Dude gave me a shirt. He pulled up. Let me have a shirt. You know what I'm saying? Fuck with it. I fuck with it. Yeah. And I really appreciate that. Appreciate everybody that came out, man. Y'all listening to my podcast and shit. Y'all listen to my shit. We not done though. You know what I'm saying? We not done. We about to do more shit. We about to do more things. I just put a video up about talking about how I don't like the TSA and how I drank jelly one time in the airport. You can go listen to the story. It's up, but it's a problem. But anyway, y'all are fantastic, man. And I'm gonna see y'all on the flip flop. All right, I'll holler at y'all. New podcast name though, the Nate Hurd Around the World. I fuck with it. All right, y'all. Be easy. Deuces.